With Jacinta from feedalpa. She is the head of digital in feedalpa, feedalpa.com. And I want to tell you all about feedalpa.com. But first, Jacinta, welcome.
Hi, thank you so much. It's so great to be here. I am streaming to your amazing audience to talk about Feed Alpha and how it can help you save time in your social media.
Oh, now that's key, isn't it? Like how, like there's so many social media platforms. I think people are getting overwhelmed.
Mhm.
It's, and especially for small business owners, we're trying to be the accountant, the customer service, the quality control, everything. And then on top of that, social media. So I know it can be a real challenge for business owners. And do you know what I love about feedalpa? The fact that you're actually helping business owners big time with this. So tell me more about feedalpa and the
Well,
story
look,
behind it.
thanks so much. And that is kind of our main aim, is to help small business owners, or any business owner really, to save time. So the business started originally with Gary and Jane, who were running a social media agency themselves, and were finding that they were finding it hard to find content for all the different sectors that they were working in. So they created a platform that had a stream of content built into it that they'll be able to share out to people. So that's how it started. And then I came along, and my vision was, when I'm scheduling social media, I want it to look pretty, and I want it to be easy to use and easy to understand, as well as having extra content within there. So eventually we've kind of grown it out to be a tool that is visually beautiful, in my opinion, and easy to use because it's so visual, and it gives you that content that you need, or maybe you're stuck for. Especially I find for Twitter and LinkedIn, it's great to be sharing like thought leader stuff and
Yes.
stuff from your sector that is in the news, but you can't always find it. And when I had my own business, I used to have like a million Google alerts set up, and then all of a sudden I met Gary and I found this, and it was like saved me hours in work every single week.
It,
So we
it's
built into
actually it's actually one of my favorite parts of feedalpa actually is the fact that I can look up content on any topic, and
yes.
feedalpa shows you the most popular topics online. Isn't that correct, in
It's
that
yeah,
sector?
which is really, really, really helpful. And it helps you keep up with the news as well. Like, there's sometimes I'll miss stuff that's happening in social media, and I'll jump in the feed alpha and I'm like, wow, I completely missed Instagram. We're doing
Mm,
that. So
mm.
it's really helpful for that. But then again, we wanted to expand out a bit more to save people a little bit more time. So we got the Canva integration into it, which I can show you all this in a few minutes. But the
Yes.
Canva integration allows you to build your designs within Canva within the platform. So that's epic. And then the other thing we found was, a lot of small business owners kind of forget. They build a website and they forget. That's like, that's my website, I send people to. I don't do anything else with it. But they have so much content on their website that they're just not using. So we have this function called import content. When you drop in your URL for, say, you have a page on a blog or a page on a service that you offer, it will go to your website, it will read the content, and it will create 3 social media posts from content on the website. And it pulls in the images as well. So you can say, right, I want this image with this piece of content. So
No.
yeah, Sam, it's awesome. So that's saving you even more time. And as well as that, when you're having those days, you're like, oh my God, what am I even going to put on social media today? Just think about what's on your website. And then sometimes when I was saying this to people, look, you have a blog there, break it down into 5 different posts, they'd be like, oh, that's so much work. So we're like, well, let's just make it even easier for people and build something that will do that for them. So we built that into it. So there's so many different time saving functionality within it right now that can help you kind of reuse what you already have and find stuff that you didn't even know you needed.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And I want to say hello to Anne, who has joined us. And if anyone
Hi,
is
Anne.
in the chat, please do comment, and we can put your comment on the screen, or your question. So yeah, well, I'll let you fly away then and show us what it's all about. I think it's amazing what they've achieved. And I just want to point out, this is an Irish company. So it's owned by Gary and Jane, a husband and wife team. So I love that story. I love that part of it. But anyway, it's global now.
It
But
is
I
global
think
now.
well done. you know?
exciting. Like we were just going through the list of countries that where we are now have customers this morning, and we have them in America, we have them in Australia, we have people in India, we have like amazing countries coming on board and starting to use the platform. And our team is the same. We have people in India, we have people in Pakistan, we have people from Brazil. We just have this real diverse team of people that are helping us come up with all these ideas as well. So it's fun. So while it is a small Irish-owned business and we have a nice team here in the office with me, we are moving out into the world as well.
Woohoo! So Anne has just said, I actually want to start with feedalpa. I mentioned feedalpa in a workshop that Anne was doing with me before. So I'm delighted, Anne, that you got to see this because this is going to blow your mind. And Turan says, I love the idea of finding things we did not know we needed. And
Yeah.
Giovanni is here from Spain. That
Hi,
piece of the
Giovanni.
content breakdown down and repurposing sounds amazing. And he is in Spain. So we've got a global audience
I
today, which
love
is
it.
wonderful. And Orla
Brilliant.
is here too. Okay, let's go.
So I'm going to pop over and start running through this. So you'll see this is one of my test accounts. When you log on, you just connect your accounts like you would with any kind of digital platform. And we have a guide to talk you through that. So once you log in, you get a step-by-step how to do it. There's also this get help function here. And if you click into that, it's going to, tell you how to connect your accounts, or you can jump into the chat and have a chat with one of the team because we're here to help. As you can see, these are the accounts I've connected. You can connect Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn. So the first thing you'll see is creating a post. So that's the first thing we're going to look at, okay? So when you click to create a post, it comes up like this, and just like with any other tool, you put in what you want to say. This is a test. And you can select to have it going out to all of your different channels if you want, or you can just have it going to one if you prefer, okay? So that doesn't really matter there. Then when you come here, you can upload your image. So any of your own pictures you make yourself. You can have emojis because I love emojis, so I like to have them in there. Or this is the Canva integration. So when you click on the Canva integration, it asks you, is the template size, do you want it to be like Facebook size? Do you want it to be the Instagram square? Do you want it to be the Twitter little envelope size? Or do you want it to be a LinkedIn size? Once you click into that, it's going to open up your Canva. And here you go. You can use, if you're connected to your Canva already, that noise in the background, by the way, is Gary robbing my cake. So
Gary.
Gary, he loves it. So when you go into Canva, it will, if you're not logged into Canva already, it will ask you to log into Canva. And by logging into your Canva, all of your own stuff will be here on the side as well. So any images you've already uploaded to Canva will be there. But if you want to take a template, say for example, this one, just like with using Canva, if people are, experienced with Canva, if not, it is so simple. You can just change your colors to match your brand colors. You can change what it says within there if you want. It's the same kind of editing features. Once you're happy with it, you click on the publish, and then that just pulls it straight into feedalpa. So I use that a lot because sometimes I find it really annoying having to jump from one platform to another. So like you're in Canva, you create something, then you have to download it, then you have to re-upload it. So I like to use that functionality within there. So that's the Canva one. The other thing you can do here then is what I talked about, which is the import content feed. So I will grab a link to a blog, for example, and I'll click import content and I'll paste in the link just in here and click enter. And there you go. So these are 3 posts.
Oh, I love this.
Okay.
I love this.
So what you're going to do then is select which image you want to go with it and select which of the pieces of copy you want. So we'll click import. So obviously you can't schedule all 3 at once. So what it does is it pulls one straight away to be scheduled now, and then it puts the other 2 into your drafts. So that work isn't lost. You just go into your drafts and then schedule it from within there. So we go, okay. You get a little warning there because it's too long for Twitter. You can edit it if you wish, or you can just change the platform it's going on. So then the next thing that I really wanted within this was a category tag. And when we go to our schedule, you'll see why this is super important. So this is a blog, so I'm going to label it as a blog. And you can change those labels to say anything you want. So like I've obviously got test, awesome, sales and blogs. You can have it whatever you want. So if you sell, knitwear, you could be one could be jumpers, one could be hats, one could be scarves. So you've got posts going out that are kind of varied. And the reason I like this and I really wanted this was a lot of times when people are putting out social media content and they're scheduling it, they can't really, they get so caught up in it, they can't see that they've got like 2 sales posts beside each other and they're not giving enough value to people. So by having it labeled and then being able to visualize when we go into our schedule and see what it looks like, you'll be able to see, okay, I have too many sales posts together. I'm going to be like, sounding like I'm just kind of speaking at people. Let's put out some posts that are giving back to the audience as well.
Yeah.
So I love that feature. So you can click on a preview if you wish, and it shows you what it's going to look like. And then we can schedule it.
Watch the magic, folks. Watch the magic.
So once it's scheduled, hold on, my computer's frozen. Oh.
Hi, we're back again. I just want to give a shout out to the people in the audience.
You don't, will I get my computer to
I'll do that. Thank you so much, folks. Please do share it out. I see you're watching on LinkedIn mostly and Facebook, which is very interesting. And I know that there's a Twitter audience watching as well, because I just saw a retweet. So yeah, welcome if you're watching whatever platform you're watching on. I have to say that I've been using feedalpa for about 2 years now. And I have to say that I do find it very useful. But the thing I love about it most is like that content thing, helping you create content, but also the price, in fairness. I mean, compared to others.
Yeah, we're definitely trying to keep our price at something that's reasonable for people. But we'll go into our special offers and that in a wee minute. So that page is open back up for me. So once it's scheduled, it goes into our view. So to see your scheduled content, you just click on schedule. So within here, you'll see this is our Facebook one. We can change it to be our Instagram, our Twitter, or LinkedIn. We're going to look at our Facebook one initially here. And this is our month view. You can drag and drop it here and move it to another date if you wish. Oh, that one's gone out already, so I can't reschedule it. So there we go. So if it's already past its gone by date, you can't do it. So we click on week. So this is this week, and this is the one that's been posted already. So once it's gone out, it says posted here. But you can see visually now what the labels look like. So if we go to the next week, I've got a lot of awesomeness and one and this really comes in, especially with a lot of content. So if I show you our Twitter feed, for example, and we go to the week view on that, you will see what that looks like, and it will really help you take your stuff and move it around to different dates if you feel like you have too much of the same thing on one day.
Yeah, I love that part. I love that. Yeah.
So that's really helpful. With Instagram, we have a grid view as well. So we go to list, you can see it in a list, or you can click Instagram grid and it will show you what they will look like beside each other. So then you can make a decision if something doesn't look right beside the other one, you can just move it. Okay.
Yeah.
So the other thing that I really like in here, you'll see this one says paused. And the reason this one is paused is because I'm waiting on people to give me pictures of themselves in Christmas jumpers. I've worn Christmas jumpers for the last 2 days and nobody else has done it. That was completely directed at Gary, but also Jane, who was there earlier. So that's why that's paused. And when I get a picture from them, I will put it in there instead of this one. So I'll just go into edit, remove that picture and upload the new picture. Yeah.
Brilliant.
So that's handy. So pausing and unpausing is really easy to do. If you have, something happening in the world that means that you need to pause all of your content, you can just click on pause all content and it will pause it all.
Here is a question. Hello, ladies. This looks great. Does it recognize the difference between a video and reel in Instagram?
Yeah. So, right. The API that we're using right now doesn't allow for that with what Meta is allowing us to have with the Graph API. So the short answer is it doesn't know. Okay. But Instagram are putting all of their videos into that Reels section now. So it will end up in there, but it's not going to be able to categorize it that this is a reel versus this is a video. So yeah, you should be absolutely fine doing it. Now there is some changes coming down the line. Again, you know, when you're building something like this, there's a lot of things you need to take into consideration with what the different platforms allow you to do. So Instagram are just releasing Reels APIs and allow us to have certain things like different tags within it, and different kind of filters. So all of that is being worked on in the background, as something that we're looking at. But for me, the Reels and with TikTok as well, their editing software is so good. Like I wouldn't really make Reels like sometimes if it's about product, I will make it in Canva if I just have some pictures and stuff. But the editing software that they have within Reels and within TikTok to do this is so good. Like even if we did build all of this in the background to replicate it, you're probably still going to do a lot better by doing the Reels on your phone. But that's my opinion, which I shouldn't be saying as a social media scheduling tool, obviously.
Yeah, and actually, she says, as in some of the platforms cut the video to a square. Do you
Yeah,
understand what that
no.
means? Yeah.
Yeah, do you know what that happened with one of ours? And then I asked my developers if they could stop that happening, and they have assured me that that is fixed. And I'm just going to look because the last two that I put out were absolutely fine. So I think the majority of their videos they're wanting to put out. Yeah, so the last two Reels that I did came out the normal size. So yeah.
Is that on feedalpa if anyone wants to check?
Yeah.
feedalpa's Instagram. Okay, grand.
Yeah, and they were just ones I made in Canva, just for a bit of fun, just for a bit of fun. So let's go on back to this. So yeah, as you can see, drag and drop functionality. You can see past posts, you can see future posts, all of the stuff you'd expect from a scheduling tool. Then we have this one here, content. So we're going to choose that. This is the one that
My favorite.
so useful. Yeah, it's so useful for saving time. So when you come in, you've got all of this stuff along the side here, and this can change sometimes. This is what people are actually searching for and what is the most popular with our users right now. You can search in here for something different. So I'm in Carlo, so I'm going to search for Carlo to see what news you've got.
Put in parenting, will you, for Anne? Put in
Parenting, yeah.
parenting, yeah. Or if anyone wants to ask us to look up something, please put in the chat.
So this is the latest. So this is stuff that's come out in the last 24 to 48 hours, and this is trending. So stuff that's been shared by our users or been shared a lot online. So you can see this one at 643 shares. So you can go through it and see how popular it is. If you want to read it or you want to see what it is before you can just click read. Or if you want to share it, just click share, select the platform you want to share to. And
I love.
Yeah, so it's nice and simple.
Yeah.
With this, what I find when I'm helping people get set up, what they find really useful is the My Feed section. So sometimes you don't always know to type in parenting or whatever it is your business does. So in the My Feed section, you can create your own list of topics that you're interested in. So right now I'm interested in Ireland and dogs, but I can add in anything I want. So let's put in Minecraft.
Christmas jumpers.
Also, and we're just going to save and see what kind of craziness we get with this, Samantha. So here we go. If we click on that, here we go. Consider animal welfare and festive knitwear. Okie dokie. Oh, so that's going to be about don't put your dogs in Christmas jumpers. Yeah, so there's some funny stories in there. But you can be more serious also, and you can put in something like healthy eating. And you will get loads of stuff in there. So that's going to come up in a sec. There we go. Healthy eating. There we go.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant. So whatever your topic, whatever your area of expertise is, folks, you can look up stuff that's trending at the moment and be the thought leader in that space by sharing out content or commenting on that content.
100%. And the other thing then as well is, think about your audience. So our audience is not just interested in social media, because our audience are small businesses. So they could be
Mhm.
interested in topics around small business, around funding, around accounting. So being able to have all that content available to us to share, to add value to our audience is really useful. And as a business owner, always think about what your audience wants to see, because they don't always want to see stuff about, if you are healthy eating, they don't always want to see stuff about healthy eating. Maybe they want to see an inspirational quote, or maybe they want to hear something about, entertainment news. Really drill down into who your audience is before you make that decision on kind of just focusing on one stream of content. There's so much
Mhm.
there to choose from.
Mhm.
So RSS feeds, which I know you're all asking about because you can see here. This is another one of my favorites. What it does is, if you have a website of your own, or you have somebody within the industry who you really admire, or you have like a thought leader like Gary Vaynerchuk or someone like that who you want to follow their content and be able to share it without having to always track across to their website, you can just tell this to pull in their blogs or their news articles. So I've got HubSpot and feedalpa in here. So HubSpot comes in like this, has their article, the image, and you just click share, select where it's going, and share now. So say, for example, I wanted to add in social media today.
Mm.
I've put in Christmas jumpers there. So let me just get I'm just jumping to another page to get the URL for them. So normally when you're adding an RSS feed, you want to take the URL, the website address of the business, and then just put /feed at the end of it. And that will give you, I'm just jumping across to copy it now, and that will give you their RSS feed directly into you. So you enter it here, and then you put a name on it. So social media today, save, and that pulls that in. So you can have like 20 of these here. There we go.
So the URL, would that be the website URL or
Exactly.
the
So like up here on the top of the page, like, so this for us is feedalpa.com. So our RSS feed would be feedalpa.com/feed. So if I go here, see feedalpa.com/feed. So as long as the website has RSS feeds on it or a blog, it will be able to pull that in. So that's, in my
okay.
opinion, super duper helpful because it brings across all of the stuff I'm interested in without taking up too much time for me having to go and find it.
I'm doing it as we speak.
Good girl. So the last thing I wanted to show you guys was analytics. And again, when I was coming up with what I wanted in analytics, I thought about what the kind of most important things were for a small business owner. So I know we can all, like, we can spend time. I spend hours looking at analytics, going into Google Analytics, going into like Hotjar, so much things to work out what people are doing. But sometimes you just want that kind of top level stuff will kind of direct you on what you need to do next, just on your social media. So if we look here, for example, we've got how many posts were published, what engagement it was that an increase or was it a decrease? Did you have an increase in followers? The normal kind of stuff. Then here, this one's been very popular for us. So the best times to post. So this is based on your audience and your
Mm.
engagement. It's not based on, an article that tells you, post at 5 o'clock on a Friday every single week. This actually looks at how your posts perform, and it does a little bit of an equation in the background and then spits out the numbers. That's the technical way to describe it, by the way. So what we do is every few weeks this changes. So if you are using these times, and then, for example, you put out, instead of on the Tuesday, Saturday, or Wednesday, you put out a post on a Monday, and all of a sudden that month it really peaks on the Monday, it gets a lot of engagement, it will take that into consideration. So it doesn't stay static. It's always changing based on what your audience are doing. So yeah, that's really, really helpful. And it's different for each of the platforms. It goes into
That's
detail.
amazing. Like, folks, this is amazing. I mean, I think you're probably, I mean, you're rocking it ahead of some of the other competitors. But I just want to mention, Anne says, asked, what does RSS mean? RSS feed. What does it mean?
See what RSS means? I'm going to have to ask Gary. Gary, what does
I think
RSS stand for?
does it mean a link to a certain page on a
It
website?
does mean a link, but I don't know what its abbreviation is.
I'll Google it.
Syndication.
Sorry, say that, Gary?
Really simple syndication.
Really simple syndication is what it stands
Ooh.
for.
It's just a feed of content on the website.
Exactly, but that's all it is. It's a feed of content from what's on your website or someone else's website.
Excellent.
Yeah. So the last thing then in your analytics that's good is it shows you the top posts. And again, this can help you decide which content is worthwhile doing, because if you're putting out the same kind of posts again and again, and it's not getting engagement, or one type of post in particular is getting a lot of engagement, you know, to create more content like that. So this will break it down and tell you which one is the best.
Okay, so I'm just on a website here, and I'm putting the link in the RSS feed, folks, and it's working.
Yeah.
So it's brilliant.
It does work. And then look, if you are in your content and you save anything, or you do import content and some of your posts go into drafts is just here, and you can go into drafts and you can share it or edit it, whatever you need to do. So
and if anyone has any problems with this and adding RSS feeds and all that kind of stuff, I know that you're very proactive, Jacinta, and I know that is it okay for them to email you or whatever? Like, I'll just put your email address.
Yeah, so they can email me, Jacinta at feedalpa.com, or they can email team at feedalpa.com. That would be like Anne, Gary, myself, or Lisa who'd answer. So we've got a few people here. So if I'm on a live, we have other people who could jump in and help you guys out. And also the chat function is there on the website. So if you do need any help at all, jump into that. We also offer people like a demo, like a one-to-one, where we can help you set up the feeds for your business and help you set up the RSS feeds for your business as well, which we find is quite useful.
Their customer service folks is excellent. Tell us about this offer that you've launched.
Yeah, so we gifted the guys in Digital Women on their live yesterday as well. What we want to do is, like, it's coming to the end of the year, and there's all this like negative talk about, you know, recessions and businesses are going to struggle. And, you know, we started out a small business as well, and we know what it's like to be at that stage where you're kind of going, okay, what are we going to do next year to kind of improve our business and also keep our costs down? So we have an offer where we are letting people sign up to Feed Alpha, the pro account, which has 9 social media accounts attached to it, for $49. It's dollars, so it works out like €46. So $49 for a year, which saves like $419, because it's normally like $24.99 a month. So we've set that up, and we're just hoping that 2023, everyone who's following along can like really sit down, get their content plans in place, start creating their strategy and start scheduling their content. So, you know, when we get into the next year, we're starting it in a calm place, and we know things are going to be happening, because sometimes I find we create these great strategies at the end of December, the start of January, and they're these great strategies, and then we forget all about them. So do it, take action. Don't just create the strategy, start scheduling the stuff, start planning.
Yeah.
Think of what to do, use the features that will give you content.
And you know what I find as well, after Christmas, it's hard to get back in the swing of things, isn't it? And I just think if you started planning getting some RSS feeds, start scheduling some content so that there's content going out so you can ease yourself back in.
100%.
That might be,
yeah, I think that's so important. And look, if there's any social media managers watching it who have clients, and maybe, you know, you're thinking some of your other tools are a little bit pricey right now, have a look, because we are just testing in the background our kind of what we call our parent-child team. So it's where people can authorize posts. So Sam, you create a post for me, and then I come in and say, yeah, love it, go ahead, post it. So we have that built. We just have to make sure like it's fully tested, because when anything's coded, you guys know it can go wrong. So we just need to make sure it's 100% right before it goes out. And we're hoping that will be live by January. I just have a bit more testing we need to do on it to be sure. So yeah, so that's one of the good features coming for social media managers. And also, like, if you do have a bigger account. So for me, when I started with the guys, I had like something like 25 accounts I needed, and 9 was the max. And they set me up on an agency account, so I could have my 25 different accounts on it. So yeah, email us if you need an agency account.
Can I just mention the Facebook user said, oh, the link to the offer. Yes, absolutely, Beatrice. I'll throw it up there. Just the Facebook user got called away to ask a question about Instagram. Do you want to repeat it there? And hi, Beatrice. I'll just throw it up there. Yeah. So she asked about Instagram. Do you remember about scheduling? What was it? I'm just going
Oh
back.
yeah, so the
to
reels videos.
yeah.
So yeah, when
Yeah.
we schedule them, I've been scheduling them with feedalpa. You can look at the reels on feedalpa, and they've been going out and they've not been chopped at all. Instagram did make changes where most of their videos are now all going into that section anyhow. So yeah, it should be absolutely fine. But the answer was much longer, where I was talking about APIs and different features that are coming down the line. And also, I feel with Reels, it is really beneficial if you're designing and creating one, if you do that within platform, because Reels are so new and so fresh, and they're going to get that best kind of engagement. Sometimes it's best to do that in platform.
Mm, mm.
The
And
editing functions are amazing.
yeah, absolutely. That's what she was saying. The editing functions are amazing. So yeah, Beatrice, I've just put the link up there. And hi, good afternoon or good morning. I don't know who it is. Can you schedule to a personal account on Facebook? Yes.
Not on Facebook. No. On LinkedIn, yes, but not Facebook.
On a personal account on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's on a page on Facebook.
Yes. They again API restrictions. But
also, why would you schedule on a personal page, really?
Well, I know right now the personal pages are changing slightly, so people can make themselves like creators and business people and stuff like that. So I imagine that functionality is going to come out for third-party tools to schedule to very soon. But as Sam said, why would you? Because that personal engagement. I know a lot of people build their businesses from their personal account on Facebook, but that engagement that's on Facebook is so important in the personal pages, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. And folks, just a little bit of a tip, saving time on social media. Another thing, I know feedalpa, do you offer a service as well
Which service?
of managing?
Yeah, so no. So we don't do engagement. Like, we will help people create images as one of the extra.
That's what it is. Sorry. Yes. I knew
Yeah.
there was another service though. Yeah.
So
yeah.
we create images, we'll help them create strategies. But one of the things we don't do, which I know you do, Sam, is we don't do engagement. And that's because engagement takes a lot of work and a lot of time. So some people are built for it and others are not. Samantha is built for it.
And whereas Jacinta is built for all the organization and the images being correct and all of that good stuff. You see, everybody has different talents. So this is why for small business owners, this is essential, folks. If you're going to be doing accountant, secretary, customer service, quality control, bookkeeper, customer, sales rep, everything, we know how much time that all takes. And, sometimes it's good to kind of, if you can save time on the social media side, then this is a perfect option. But also just remember, when you do post these posts and schedule them out, to engage afterwards as well.
100%. And that's the thing, like the better you can be at organizing and planning your content, the more time you will actually have. But like, I was saying yesterday, what I tend to do now is I will plan aside 10 minutes for around the time the posts are going out or just about to go out, so then I can jump on the platform and be available to talk to people at that time. So it's good to be there to talk to people as well. Especially I find on Instagram and Twitter, chatting with people is so important, and it's such an important strategy to have alongside your social media content. And when you have to make content and chat at the same time, it can be overwhelming. But if you have it planned and scheduled, it's so much easier to say, oh, I'll just jump on and chat with people for a while.
Yeah, and it's the fun part, isn't it? It's the fun part.
Not for me, for you, yeah.
For me anyway.
For you,
Uh,
it's fun.
well, look, thank you so much, Jacinta. I've put Jacinta's email address down here, and also the offer. If anyone missed it, it's 49 for the year, which is a really, really good offer, folks. So if you want to go to feedalpa.com/49 offer or we will put the link into the comments later on. We can't put it in right now while we're live. And this is Restream. This is a live, and Jagdeep is going to grab that offer too. Definitely, folks. Check out Feed Alpha on Twitter, on LinkedIn, and all the social media platforms as well. And thank you so much, Jacinta.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you so much for having us on.
Thanks, everyone, for watching.